The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, makes his way into the International Trade Fair complex in the Ojo area of Lagos, where his supporters take up every available space to hear from him. Before long, Mr. Obi emerges and the ovation that greets his arrival on the stage is deafening. Without wasting time, he goes straight to inform the people here about how he hopes to address the nation's power conundrum and the other challenges bedeviling the nation.
By producing enough food, we are going to support manufacturing. By ensuring that power becomes a thing of the past. I want you to take what I'm saying. Those who are saying there's nothing difficult in power. I was in Egypt. I was in 3 countries that have changed power in the past 3 years, and those 4 countries are not better than Nigeria. So we're going to solve it. We will make sure that we have agricultural products that will support our industry.
The Labour Party presidential candidate also outlines his plans for building a country that works for everyone.
My commitment is to build a new Nigeria where there is security of life and property, where there will be rule of law, where there will be opportunity for the youth and women to be able to thrive, a Nigeria where I will make sure that women and youth are by law entitled to 50% of all the positions, both in government and in corporate world, so we can start building this country that is inclusive, a Nigerian where they will move people from consumption to production.
For this supporter, Mr. Peter Obi represents a breath of fresh air and believes Nigeria stands to benefit from his presidency.
The structure of Labour Party is the structure that can revive Nigeria, the structure that can make Nigeria a beautiful bride before other countries in the world.
As the countdown to the D-Day begins, the Labour Party presidential candidate leaves this arena, assured that his message is well taken and that they will cast their votes for him.
While the Labour Party presidential flag bearer was busy campaigning in Lagos, a group rooting for his election today trooped out in the nation's capital to drum support for him. The group held a solidarity rally marching from the Unity Fountain to Banex commercial area in Abuja in solidarity with Mr. Obi as well as the CBN Naira redesign policy. They are optimistic that Mr. Obi will emerge victorious at the presidential election.
It's a week to the presidential election and members of the Peter Obi support group in Abuja have converged on the Unity Fountain for a rally in support of their candidate. Dressed in the official colors of the party, they defied the scorching sun, singing and dancing. One after another, leaders of the group addressed the supporters, asking residents of the FCT to vote for Mr. Obi.
Today, we are doing what we call the last push. In the next 5-6 days, we will touch every grain of sand in this Nigeria. We talk to everybody. All our members are all over the place. The rally that is happening here today is happening in all the state capitals, is happening in all the local governments. That the people, we don't call them structure because Nigerian idea of structure is structure of corruption. We don't want structure of corruption. We want our people to be able to decide who is their president.
This obedient movement is an organic movement. You don't really have to mobilize that much. What is happening to us in Nigeria, there's no need to tell you. So there's nothing special I need to do for the women. They come out en masse because they are the hardest hit by this failing economy, failing security, insecurity, and what have you.
The nation's capital is not left out of the cash crunch as residents constantly besiege banks and cash points to get the new notes. Nevertheless, the Peter Obi support group insists that the Naira redesign policy will stop vote buying.
There is something that is given. Vote buying will be hugely reduced, which is the best thing that can happen to this country. The citizenry of this country, we are highly impoverished. So when they keep you hungry, they give you 5,000, 8,000, you now think with your stomach and you go and vote for nonsense. But when they don't give you that money, you can think well. And you vote for your future for the next 8 years. And for every one of us, I am feeling the heat. Everybody in Nigeria is feeling the heat. What I can say is, please hold on. Like I said earlier, when you want to give birth, you push, it's painful. But once the baby comes out, you forget about the pain and there's joy all through your life. That's what we are expecting. That's what's going to happen.
Shortly after they take to the streets to mobilize more support for their favored candidate, they plan to hold more of this across the country.